Coming up, as temperatures across the region drop once again, warming centers are opening in some areas. And road crews and first responders across the region are also getting ready for the arrival of more snowy weather.
And it's here. We're continuing to watch snow showers work through the mountains this afternoon. I've got the latest on where the snow showers are now and the bitter cold that follows on the way as First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
The snow is expected to wrap up sometime overnight, but bitter cold temperatures will follow to kick off the weekend. Meteorologist Evan Hatter joins us now with more on what to expect. Evan, we still have some snow to go through first, though, right?
That's right, Steve. We're watching not so much a steady snow like you would see in a normal winter storm. We're watching for snow squalls. Imagine like pop-up showers and storms in the summer, except instead of rain and thunder, we're seeing snow. That's what we've been seeing as we go through the evening, what we will see going through the evening. Long and south of the mountain parkway, still dealing with a winter weather advisory as we head through the overnight hours and into the early morning hours on our Saturday. And we also do have a wind chill advisory in effect as well for Wise County in Virginia. It's going to get pretty chilly tonight. Pine Mountain camera right now, not the best of travels up US 119 at the moment because we've got plenty of snow falling. Roads just wet right now, but the slick spots will be possible overnight. Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County, we haven't seen nearly as much snow, and we sit right around freezing at the moment, but more snow is on the way. Temperatures right around freezing or below in most spots. Middlesboro, the only exception, sitting at 33. Watching these snow squalls continue to move across portions of Floyd and Knott County and then back to the west, parts of Jackson, Estill, Lee counties, and even into Owsley County right now, and then keeping an eye to the west as more snow squalls continue to push east of I-65, and we'll be knocking on Wayne and Pulaski County's door over the next little bit. So flurries will end as we head through tonight, but things become bitterly cold with temperatures getting down to near the single digits in many spots. I'll have the latest on just how cold we look to get over the next few days coming up in just a bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you very much. And in case you missed it in our first half hour, our game of the week tonight between North and South Laurel that was scheduled to air on our second channel H&I has been postponed, as are several other games around the mountains tonight due to the snowy conditions. We do not know when the game of the week will be rescheduled, if it will be rescheduled. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that. But again, our game of the week between North and South Laurel postponed tonight. Warming centers across the region have started opening up, including some in Johnson County. Volunteers with Paintsville and Johnson County Emergency Management have been running a warming center for a total of 10 days since the beginning of the new year. Director Gary McClure says the center will be open from 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. and it will offer a great spot for anyone who just needs to warm up, have a hot cup of coffee, or needing a bit of assistance during the frigid weather.
With a lot of help from the community and the local churches, we have the hot hands, toboggans, and gloves to give out to any individual that might be, needing some things like that.
McClure also said the center is in need of more volunteers and to call 606-789-3517 for more information. We'll have more from the warming center coming up at 5:30. With more wintry weather on the way, members of the Beattyville Fire Department are prepared with equipment calibrated and engines ready to go. Officials say they were already prepared given the snowy and cold weather we've already seen. Assistant Chief Tyler Phillips says they know the areas that will be hit the hardest, and he asks everyone to be ready for power outages, although widespread ones are not expected this time.
Bottled water is easily accessible, have it inside the house, have a way to cook some food or some food that doesn't need to be cooked so that you can eat, and absolutely have an alternate heating source. When the temperatures drop below freezing for extended periods of time overnight, it can get very, very cold and very dangerous.
Coming up at 6, WYMT's Chas Jenkins will have more on a huge donation of equipment and vehicles given by a New York foundation to the Lee County Volunteer Fire Department. Experts say the computer chip shortage could continue for some time, potentially hurting Kentucky consumers and manufacturers. The auto industry makes up a large portion of the state's manufacturing. Folks in the industry tell us they are seeing cutbacks. Shelby Lofton has more from the Toyota plant in Georgetown.
Really thought that this would maybe go a year, go through one cycle. But yes, it just keeps giving.
Interruptions in the supply chain continue, and microchips are still in short supply.
When people started working from home and started buying more electronics, the demand went up significantly. At the same time, the chip manufacturers were shutting down because of COVID impacts.
Keith Beckham is general manager of Sumitomo Electric Wiring Systems Electronics Business Unit. The company makes electronics for automakers.
Vehicles getting more and more sophisticated all the time.
He says while the chip count is low, consumers are still wanting to buy products that use them, like cars. A spokesperson for Toyota Motor Manufacturing Kentucky told our newsroom it's seeing drops in production numbers. They said Toyota is expecting to see February production in North American plants cut by nearly 30,000 vehicles. Despite this, Toyota said it doesn't anticipate having employment issues.
We have to make decisions on a daily basis. Are we going to fly parts in? Do we need to? How is our inventory today?
And that was Shelby Lofton reporting. Beckham said a lot of the parts in high demand are made overseas. He says anything from COVID shutdowns to weather events, even rough waters can slow or stop a shipment from making its way here. More than a dozen Republican lawmakers in Arizona have proposed a new bill that would allow them to reject election results. The proposal says if legislators reject the results, a voter could then file in court to have the state hold a new election. The bill's lead sponsor says it ensures the integrity of the voting process, but a voting rights group argues the bill allows those who lose a race to set aside the will of the people. If passed, the proposal would make other changes in the state's election procedures, including eliminating Arizona's early voting by mail program and requiring election workers to hand count ballots. President Biden traveled to Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh to tout his accomplishments on the economy and the physical infrastructure law and to push his social spending policies. The event was held just miles away from a pile of rubble after a well-traveled bridge collapsed this morning. Local officials say no one died, though 10 people were injured. CBS's Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
Coming off on the other side of the concrete there.
President Biden toured the scene of a bridge collapse in Pittsburgh. It happened hours ahead of his planned speech to sell the bipartisan physical infrastructure law.
I didn't realize there are literally more bridges in Pittsburgh than any other city in the world. You're going to fix them all.
A Port Authority bus and multiple other vehicles were on the bridge at the time. County officials say there were only minor injuries after a very physical rescue effort.
Technicians rappelled down using ropes to go down over the side. Also did like a daisy chain with hands, just grabbing people and pulling them up.
The White House launched a $27 billion program to fix the nation's aging bridges under the new infrastructure law, including those locally funded, such as the one in Pittsburgh.
We're the city of bridges. These funds are critical to make sure that we're able to provide a safe transportation infrastructure.
While in Pittsburgh, the president also touted economic progress and his Build Back Better social spending policies. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
In a tweet, the National Transportation Safety Board said it has sent a GO team to help with the investigation into the cause of that bridge collapse in Pittsburgh. Its deck condition and superstructure were recently rated in poor condition. Coming up on First at 4, United Airlines is working to train the next generation of pilots as the industry deals with an overall shortage of more than 12,000 pilots.
And more cold air filters back into the region as we head into tonight and tomorrow. I'll have the details on that when the snow comes to an end on the way.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app